Two quarterbacks who are both expecting to start. Is this going to work? Not sure. Here's Justin Fields.
I'm definitely, competing. I think, Russ knows that. We're competing against each other every day. Him being out there for me, that, helps me getting better, us pushing each other. So, I definitely don't have the mindset of, me just, sitting all year. So, I'm coming in every day, giving it all I got, and, pushing him to be his best, and he's, pushing me to be my best each and every day. So, appreciate that.
Okay. Is that going to work?
Well, yeah, I think it's going to work because I think Justin Fields is going to end up being the starting quarterback. So, I think Justin Fields has a higher upside than Russell Wilson. I think Justin Fields, to this point in his career, will be better than Russell Wilson. And I think that one of two things is going to happen. Justin Fields is going to win the job outright, or Russ will win the job, and in short order, Mike Tomlin will see the same thing Nat Hackett and Sean Payton saw, which is this guy's not the guy he was 6 years ago, and Justin Fields will get the opportunity. And I like that Justin Fields is attacking it from a perspective of, I need to be prepared to be the starter, rather than trying to pay respects and be deferential to the Super Bowl champion veteran, because that makes it more likely, in my opinion, Greg, that he will be ready when he gets the opportunity. I just think, I do not believe that Russell Wilson is a quality NFL starting quarterback anymore. I don't know if Justin Fields is, but because of Justin Fields' measurables, age, and potential upside, I think that he is the better option for the Steelers ultimately.
I don't even think Fields is just doing it thinking eventually I'm going to get in there. I think that's his mentality, and that's what I want from a quarterback. I would be more concerned if I were Mike Tomlin, and if Justin would have been like, hey, I'm just here, I'm going to learn from Russ, and, when I get my chance. I want him to want to compete. And ideally, if you're a Steelers fan or even in that organization, your ideal situation is Justin Fields beats him out clearly in training camp. Everybody sees it, and then he's your starter because obviously he could be your quarterback for the next several years. So and I think Russ will start the season, and I don't think Justin's in any position to make it problematic with comments. Because if he were to come out, if Russ starts and is
comments-wise, no.
That's what I'm saying. I don't think he can't show a bad attitude or bad comments because he could be out of the league. And look, Justin, remember we talked about this months ago, and I thought before they got Russ, I said, look, they should go after Russ or Justin, but Justin would be the number one pick because he's younger. But Justin, during that, when they went 4-3 at the end of the year, he only threw for 200 yards 3 times. He only threw for more than 225 once. His running was good. And so that's why I think Russ can still win this job.
So I believe he's going to play this year. I originally was like, oh, he's going to start. He's going to be their starter. I don't think he's going to be their starter, and I think it'll be intentional on Mike Tomlin's behalf, simply because Justin Fields has never been able to sit back and watch a true professional at that position. Really do it the right way. Now, Russ may not have the same skill sets. He may not be able to still do the same things. But in practice, he's going to show him how to practice. He's going to have great things to absorb from Russell Wilson to where when it is his time and he does get that nod and they do see, which I do believe, that Russell Wilson is not cutting it, he will be ready. And he will be more ready-made now than he was ever with the Chicago Bears because of sitting back, seeing how Russell Wilson approaches the games, because I believe Russell Wilson does all the right things. To your point, though, I just don't believe he still is able to be that version that we saw early in Seattle.
All right, Graham.
Here's the problem with Justin Fields and everything that Greg just said. I'm on the fence. I'll be honest. I always admit when I'm on the fence and when I'm kind of going back and forth, and when I'm just thinking out loud, because I never want to just act like every single take I have is just this big, definitive, bold take. That's just not what I think is realistic or honest sports discussion. And I see these videos as a discussion of working through it and trying to figure out what we all think is the answer and the solution, not just what I think or what these guys think. But my instincts tell me this. I understand what everyone's saying, and it's always hard to take what someone says at the mic as a 100% truth claim, or what they're really saying or what they're thinking, or trying to deduce too much from that. But here's the thing. Justin Fields does not give me the impression that he's actually really willing to learn, even from a Russell Wilson. Justin Fields strikes me as the guy who thinks, he looks at Russ and says, this guy can't show me nothing. I'm better than him. I'm faster than him. My arm's better than him. I'm smarter than him. Like, I really believe that. And there's a difference between having that confidence and saying, I'm better and I should be the starter and I'm going to get that role, but still recognizing that you can still learn a lot from someone. There's a difference. I've learned a ton from people who were theoretically less than me at a specific thing, whether it was sports, whether it was just human interactions, talking. This is going to sound like a funny example, and just follow me for a second, like dating and relationships. Like, I've always been very fortunate with being able to go out and pick people up and have my fun and do all that. Very, very good. But some of the best lessons that I've learned on how to grow and be a better person and more caring is by interacting with other friends who have nowhere near the success rate that I have, and learning and being like, oh, you know what, that's actually a good idea. Or actually, you know what, that is a nicer way to go about it, right? Like, I could still learn, even though we just compared of my ability to talk to people and flirt and do all that is a million times more superior. And I don't say that to be all cool or cocky about it, because it really doesn't matter. But like, it's just, you can always learn from people no matter where you stand. He does not strike me as that. He just doesn't. Based off of not only some things that I'm seeing today, but then also previously. Some other comments, like how he already, like in that one podcast, and I don't want to, that was just a random podcast or a random interview where he was like, I'm already one of the best running back. He like rated himself as like top 3 best running back quarterbacks of all time. Like, it's just, sometimes you say the quiet part out loud, or you say what you're actually thinking out loud, and just your inability to be able to filter that, either to challenge that belief or just say the appropriate thing. I don't see it as pandering or as saying, or as being dishonest for the sake of being dishonest or trying to say the right thing at the mic. But again, I look at that interview that we just saw very briefly, and I see it as this, where he should be like, listen, I'm so excited to be with the Steelers. This is such a great, iconic franchise. I can learn so much. I'm already learning so much. And being next to Russ is obviously a Super Bowl Pro Bowler quarterback. I'm already learning so much from him. Of course, as he knows, I'm gunning for the starting role. I see it as a competition, and I certainly don't want to just sit on the bench. I want to play. I want to play all day, every day. So I'm going to be doing everything I can. But at the same time, it's been so awesome to be able to learn from Russ. And there you go. Like, it's just a different energy. It's just different. To me, it sounded like he was almost being held hostage, where he was just like, yeah, Russ is good, and I'm, he's pushing me and I'm pushing him. And what else am I supposed to say? He's good and the Steelers are good. That feels more fake and inauthentic. I think if you really believed what Justin Fields thinks is, I'm the man, I'm the dude, get out of my way. So I don't think he's coming from a humble humility type of perspective where he's actually going to learn and absorb from even the little things that a Russ can teach. And that's really important. I've been banging this drum a lot about a lot of these quarterbacks and a lot of these young rookie quarterbacks who are up and coming, whether it be Caleb Williams, Bo Nix, JJ McCarthy. Like, I pointed out specifically some of these quarterbacks that I'm like, these guys look humble. These guys have humility off the charts. And that's going to bode well because they're going to want to learn and grow, and they're going to acknowledge what they're not good at. And it's going to help them improve. Patrick Mahomes, one of the best things he has going for him is that he did not come into the league being like, I know everything. He was very humble, and he learned from Andy Reid and Alex Smith for that matter. That really matters. That's why Baker Mayfield got punched in the face. And it wasn't until he got humbled a little bit more that he was able to learn and grow as a quarterback. But he came in there thinking that he was going to set the NFL on fire. And it took him to finally be humble to the point where he was hanging on by a thread, where it was like, hey, man, You got like a shot, maybe 2 shots left, and otherwise, man, like you're gonna be out the league, like no, because people don't even like your personality enough, so no one's dying to carry you along as a second or third string quarterback. That's why the other really nice, genuine, humble quarterbacks, like a Nick Foles, even got a second, a third, a fourth chance, and people would be like, "Hey, we'll have you as a third string quarterback." And why someone like a Cam Newton was out the league. They're like, we don't even want you as a second or third string quarterback because you're too much trouble. That's the risk that Justin Fields has right now. And I don't want to turn this into just like a bashing Justin Fields, because I do think he has potential. But when you have potential and you're having the failures and lack of success that Justin Fields has had, your personality, your willingness to learn and grow and be humbled is going to be so important to how you can now change the narrative and be a better quarterback and improve and take that next level. And so just my gut tells me I'm concerned about it. It's not to say that he can't ball out. It's not to say that he can't play for the Steelers and be great and rip off 5, 6, 7, 8 wins and be like, see, I told you Chicago was just a bad place for me. Like that's definitely in the realm of possibilities, but I don't know, based off of what I see so far with Fields, if he could ever truly reach his potential, because that's just not someone I just don't buy it. I really don't. And it really matters. And it matters it matters in all walks of life and in all professions, but it definitely matters at the quarterback position. And another great example that I can use, and this will be the last thing I'll say, is, you see this in acting. So a lot of actors will randomly get a big job, right? They're working their way up, and then they get on a show or a movie, and they don't actually have the experience to be in this movie or this show, because you have to just get it. Like, you just kind of get dropped. You nailed the audition, and they're like, you got it. And you kind of have 2 types of people, where one just tries to pretend, I've been here, I know what I'm doing, and you just like kind of fake it till you make it. And that inhibits your growth, because now you're not asking the questions. You're not admitting to the director or the producers or the other, your scene partners, other people that you're acting with. Yeah, like you're what do I do here? Should I do this? Should I do that? Is this right? Is this wrong? You don't do that. You just pretend. And then you have the other side where you let go of all of that and you say, I actually don't know, or I'm actually kind of uncomfortable. Like what, how do you want me to approach this scene? What do you want me to do? And that really matters. And the guy, I cannot think of his name at all. He was from Boardwalk. He died, unfortunately, from Boardwalk Empire and oh my God, the other show that was based off of Baltimore, all about crime and inner city. I can't believe I can't think of the name right now. Very popular. The whole thing of where they're playing like chess and stuff. And if you go for the crown, he's got like a raspy voice. Again, his name has completely slipped my mind. And the name of that show is on the tip of my tongue. But he gave an awesome interview expressing that, where they said, how do you think you've had a successful career? And he was just like, I admitted that when I got to a job, like I was honest. I didn't try to pretend like I was someone that I wasn't, that I knew what I was doing. I was very honest about where I stood and what my talents were and where I could go from there. It worked out for him, right? He had a wildly successful career and highly respected. And I just think that that's the opposite of what I get from Justin Fields. So just the way I see it. But those are just my thoughts. I would absolutely love to hear yours. What do you guys all think? Do you think that Justin Fields will be starting for the Steelers? Do you think that he will actually have true success with the Steelers? Or do you think Russell Wilson will prove to still be a more than capable quarterback? Let me know in the comments below. I read every single comment, so whether you agree with me or disagree with me, either way, let's get in some discussions, let's get in some fights, but ultimately, let's just have some fun. And please do consider subscribing. We are building an amazing community here, and I would absolutely love to see you part of it. I want to build something that we all genuinely feel connected to, something that we're really excited to be part of, and I think we're well on our way to doing it. And please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, as it really does help with the visibility and the algorithm. Thank you so much, and see you next time.